Hey guys, Mark here. In this video, I'm going to be going over the fastest and easiest way for you to go from zero to making over $50,000 per month in income. Now, quick disclaimer, this is not going to be one of those videos where I say, this is the best business model for you to start in 2025. It's not going to be one of those videos. This is not going to be a video where I talk about the best dropshipping strategy for you to make money. This is going to be a video that you probably don't want to hear, but a video that you need to hear. This is not a video that you searched for. This is a video that found you. So I want you to watch this whole thing and take this message to heart because I promise you, I mean every single word that's about to come out of my mouth. Most people, when they start their whole make money online journey, they fall into a very, very simple trap. This is a trap that I like to call the mental masturbation trap. People will jump from business model to business model, from side hustle to side hustle. They'll try copywriting, they'll try dropshipping, they'll trade a little bit of Forex, some crypto, maybe they'll become a setter or closer. And guess what? They never end up making any real money. And the reason that they don't make any real money is because of one simple little fact. They were not able to cut out 99% of the bullshit and the distractions that keep you from actually seeing results. Because the reality of the situation is all these business models you see online, within reason, of course, most of these, guess what? They actually work. They actually can make you money if you just stick to one and you cut out all the bullshit. When I was 18 years old, I started my first business. And as soon as I started it, I was very, very clear about my outcome. I wanted to start making $10,000 a month minimum so that I could drop out of college and I could work on retiring my mom. That was my whole goal. That was my whole reason for getting into e-com in the first place. What most people don't understand is that if you want to make some real money in 2025, you have to do discipline through subtraction. The most successful people that I know are able to do incredibly boring tasks that are able to make them a lot of money, but they do them for a long extended period of time without ever missing a day. The power of consistency day in and day out without any distractions is insane. And let me tell you something. When I started my business, there was one word that was on my mind 24/7. And I believe to this day, this was the one thing that separated me from everybody else. Everybody else who's coming into e-com, coming into dropshipping, trying to make some money. And guess what? They would be gone within 3 months. They test a few products and they would be gone, disappear, never see them again. The difference between me and them is that I had one thing that they didn't. And that one thing was obsession. You need to become obsessed. You need to cut friends. You need to cut time away from other things. You need to make insane amounts of sacrifices because look, everybody's trying to convince you of the opposite. They're trying to tell you that you can have it all. They're trying to tell you that you can make all this money and you can have all the friends and you can have this and you can have everything that you want. Guess what? That's a lie. If you really want to do amazing things, you have to sacrifice a tremendous amount. The degree to which you are successful is directly correlated to how much you're willing to sacrifice. And for me, when I was initially starting out, I was willing to sacrifice a lot. Time with friends, not even a problem to me. The only thing I was worried about was working on my business and going to the gym. The health was the only thing that I was unwilling to sacrifice. Everything else could have been thrown out the window because I was so laser focused and I was obsessed. In between classes, I'd be looking into my e-com products. I'd be reading books about psychology. I would be living, eating, and breathing the game. And that is what separates people that are just good from people that are great, people that are exceptional, people that are extraordinary. And if you're watching this channel right now, I know there's something special about you. I know there's a reason that you're resonating with this content. I'm speaking directly to you. You need to become obsessed because when you become obsessed, guess what happens? You become successful just as a byproduct. When you become obsessed, success is just something that naturally happens. It's not something that's forced. It's not something that even feels difficult because simply the sheer number of inputs and time that you're putting in because you are so obsessed literally makes success just a natural byproduct of being obsessed in the first place. I know there's a lot of people out there that call this kind of the monk mode phase or whatever you want to call it. The way that I think about it is that in life, you go through seasons. In the same way that nature changes seasons, in life, you go through specific seasons. And everybody needs to go through this one mandatory season where you literally become obsessed. You make all types of sacrifices, but you don't yet see the rewards from the work that you're putting in. So let me tell you how I think about this. The first season is winter. This is the season of learning. This is the season where you actually start to lock the fuck in. You cut out all the bullshit that's keeping you away from your goals and you just become completely obsessed. You're just engulfed by the process and the inputs, because while you can't control how much money you can make, you can control the inputs. You can control how many products you're testing. You can control how many books you're reading. You can control how many sales letters you're rewriting. Like your inputs, the ways that you're actually becoming better is something you can directly control. And winter is a season that is defined by an intense phase of learning. Most people call this the winter arc. I think that's super duper corny. The way that I think about it is that it's a season of deep, deep obsession where you don't yet see the results. And that's the one thing that I want to get across in this video. If you're in that phase right now and you're working your ass off, it takes time for you to start seeing results. What most people don't understand is that there's a gap between when you start acting like a winner and you actually start getting the results that a winner does. There's a gap. It doesn't happen immediately. When you start doing your deep work, when you start really prioritizing your business and your health, you're not just going to become rich and jacked overnight. It takes time. And winter is the phase that is dark. It's lonely. That you are completely obsessed. You're putting the work in, but you don't see any of the results. And guess what? This is where most people quit. They see themselves working hard and they get really demotivated. They see that they're not making the money. They're not making $1 million overnight. They're like, you know what? Screw this. I'm out of here. Making money online is a scam. That's literally what most people think, which is absolutely ridiculous, because a lot of times the winter phase, the winter season can last years. Sometimes it even lasts decades. But guess what? Like I said earlier, the degree to which you're willing to sacrifice is the degree to which you are going to be successful. The more you're willing to sacrifice, the more successful you're going to be. But you have to weather the storm. You have to get through this phase. Look at any successful entrepreneur in history. Every single person went through a deep, dark phase that is winter. Now, if winter is the season of learning, that means spring is the season of earning. This is where you actually start to see the results come in. You actually start to see some money come into your business, some money come into your bank account. You go from making $0 a month or even -$dollars a month to $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. You're actually starting to get traction. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't mean that you just stop working. Your winter obsession phase, that basically carries out through all of the seasons. But what changes is when you actually see the results and the rewards flooding into your life. And like I said, a lot of the times the winter season can last years, sometimes even decades. For some people, it's months. Other people, it's years. Other people, it's decades. I can't control it. It's just part of the game. But you need to understand that if you want to go from here to here as fast as possible, you need to shorten the learning curve, which means having a mentor, having a coach in your life that's able to point out what you're doing wrong and you make a change like that. That is the only hack to get from this stage to this one. And guess what? You still can't skip it. You're still going to be going from winter to spring. It's just how quickly do you want that to happen? So spring is the season of earning. This is where you actually start having some cash coming into your business, coming into your life. You're seeing some of the results your winter season. The next season is, of course, summer. So if winter is the season of learning, spring is the season of earning, summer is the season of multiplying. This is where all hell breaks loose in the best way possible. This is where you can actually start working maybe a little bit less and you see more money come in because you have leverage, you have power over your time, and you actually have the fundamental skill sets so that you can basically take any new business or any new side hustle that you have and be able to start making money with it virtually on demand, right? So after you go through the winter phase, you make all these sacrifices. In spring, you start to see some of the results. Summer is where you really start to see everything flood in. And also, once you have some money coming in, now it's time to rotate that capital into assets that can actually multiply your income. So for example, if you own a business, you know, you're grinding, you go into spring season, you're starting to make a little bit of money, you're finally profitable, you go into summer, and all that cash that's pumping into your bank account, you don't want to just keep that there in a bank account. My God. Ugh. If you love burning money through inflation, then do that. But that is not what you should do. You should be investing that in alternative assets like real estate, like stocks, like crypto, etc. Because that's how you really are able to make a lot of money really quickly. It's not from just making money from a business. It's from making that cash and investing that into other vehicles that can provide you more income and more capital gains to increase your net worth. It isn't just a game of making money. Making money is half of the game. Multiplying it is the other half. Finally, we have the season of fall. The season of fall is defined as the season of reflecting. So again, we have learning, earning, multiplying, reflecting. Fall is a season where you can take a deep breath and look at all that you've done over the past X amount of time and take a step back. This is where you really gain clarity on what it is your next steps are going to be. For example, if you start a business, you grind, you finally make some money, well, what's next? Are you going to start another business? Or are you going to double down on that one? Well, you can't really get clarity of mind when your head is so deep in the trenches every single day. The purpose of the season of fall is for you to take a step back, have clarity, and create structure for what you want to do next. Maybe that's starting another business. Maybe that's going traveling the world for 6 months. Maybe that's, doing something for your family, for your friends. Maybe that's buying your dream car. This is where you can really take a deep breath and figure out what your next steps are, because guess what comes after fall? Another winter season. To me, you can think of the winter season as something bad, something negative. Oh, I have to make all these sacrifices. It's going to be terrible. I'm going to hate myself. No, winter is a blessing because you can't appreciate the summer unless you have winter. You can't really appreciate the light until you've been through the dark. That's the way you need to think about it, because that's the truth, and that's truth of life in general. You can't really experience happiness unless you've really been through deep, deep sadness. You can't experience fulfillment unless you've been through deep sacrifice. This is the yin yang of life. It's a perfect balance. In order to really, really appreciate the great, you have to go through the bad. The cool part is you can completely frame what the bad is in your own way. To me, I love the winter. I love going through those stages of complete obsession, of locking yourself in a room and just grinding, because you're developing a new skill set. You're going through this beautiful, beautiful process of mastery. And to me, that's something that I would never want anybody to take away from me. The purpose of me making this video, again, is to show you that going from 0 to 10K, from 0 to 50K, it's all possible, but it's only possible if you understand the seasons and you cut out all the nonsense. I can't even tell you, I get literally 50 plus DMs every single day, everybody telling me something new, some new challenge that they're going through. I want you to keep sending them. I look at almost every single DM that I get, but here's the thing. Most people are so incredibly soft. They're not willing to sacrifice anything. The bar is so incredibly low these days. So you can get ahead very quickly if you're just willing to sacrifice a teeny bit more than everybody else. And again, like I said earlier, the only way to make this process go a little bit faster from winter to spring is to have that shortened feedback loop. So if you do own an e-commerce business, or you're wanting to get into e-commerce, get into dropshipping, and you want somebody to shortcut that learning curve for you and just hold your hand through the whole process, just click the first link in the description. You can apply for Brand Builders Academy. It's my mentorship program I own with Alex Fedotov, where we actually assign you a coach to give you personalized feedback day in and day out. So if that's something you're interested in, just click the first link in the description. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope this one resonated because I feel so passionately about this. If you have any questions, DM me on IG. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.